Good morning, dancers. It's Janie. I wanted to give you some information about the recital. You've probably heard it all before, but here it is again, hopefully all of it in one place. I want to remind you that this week is our last week of regular classes, so come to the studio at your regular time, and we will be sending home costumes this week. If you have costume changes, we'll keep second and third costumes here, but we will be sending home first costumes. If you recall from before, you will just sign your name to sign it out so that you acknowledge that you are borrowing a costume and that you will return it. If you have a costume change, say you have a ballet dance and then you change into a tap dance, leave your tap shoes here this week and so that we can put them with your costume so that it's available when you change. Let's see, so then the following week is our production week, and there will not be regular classes, but you should have received an email about when your rehearsal time is. We have generally Act 1 is rehearsing on Tuesday from 5 to 7. We might be done a little early. And Act 2 is rehearsing on Wednesday from 5 to 7. Again, we might be done a little bit early. And then there's several of our older classes that have some dedicated hour-long rehearsals throughout the week, during Monday, Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening. So be sure to check your schedule or check with your teacher about that. At the dress rehearsal on Thursday, Act 1 is going to start at 6 o'clock. When Act 1 is over, we will do the curtain call, and the hope is it'll last about an hour, so when the people who are dancing in Act 2 arrive at 7 o'clock to start Act 2, that we can everybody do the curtain call all together. Then we can dismiss anyone who was dancing in Act 1, and we can go on with Act 2. We are also going to be doing pictures during dress rehearsal, which is why it's important to wear your costume and do your makeup and do your hair so we can do pictures. And I have a schedule of who will be dancing and who will be taking pictures. We're kind of going to do them simultaneously, and so either it'll be like this group takes their picture and then they go get on stage and they do their dance, and in some cases you do your dance and then you change your costume into your tap costume, then you do your tap dance, and then you take your tap picture. So again, I emailed the schedule. We'll have it posted on the wall, but it's very important that you look at that. Okay, I need to take my group picture before I go on stage and do my dance. We will do individual pictures in between the group pictures, and those will kind of slip in between those pictures. Have your pose ready, as I've talked about in class. Have your pose ready so you know what you're going to do. You jump on the backdrop, do your pose, snap the picture. It doesn't take very long. In some cases, you might have to do your dance, change your costume, do a dance, and then you're like, ooh, I wanted an individual picture in my ballet costume. You might have to change back and then take your picture. No big deal. Just make sure that at the end of dress rehearsal, you go home with your first costume and you leave all of your other costumes on the rack in the places where they need to go. Parents, you're welcome to come to the dress rehearsal. We want you to have an extra chance to see your child dancing, and it's nice to have extra adults around to help the students. So adults check in when you arrive. I lost my train of thought. Let me pause the video. Yeah, I don't know for sure exactly what I was going to say. It's gone. But I do want to say that we have an open dress rehearsal with the parents are permitted to stay because it hasn't been a problem. You guys have been wonderful. You're supportive. You help out. You sit. You're not causing a distraction. And so it's never been a problem to have adults, the parents at the dress rehearsal. So let's keep it that way. I know there's some studios that are like, I can't have parents at my dress rehearsal. They're just crazy. Let's see. We have some of our students are only dancing in Act 1 or only dancing in Act 2. And if that's the case, we are going to let them sit in the student section during the act that they don't dance. They will sit with our volunteers, and the way that will work is for people who get to sit in the audience for Act 1 will still come backstage. Once the show has started, our volunteers will walk them to the back of the stage and into the back of the auditorium, and they will sit in the student section. And then right before Act 1 is over, they will leave and come backstage again. They cannot leave that section and go sit with you, or they can't stay backstage just because they want to. That is where they need to be for that act. And then for the students that are dancing in Act 1, and so they're not dancing in Act 2, same thing. We'll keep them backstage until the start of Act 2. Our volunteers will walk them to the back of the auditorium. They'll sit in the student section, watch Act 2, and then just before Act 2 is over, they will come backstage so they can line up for the curtain call. And again, they do need to stay in that section. They don't go and sit with you. They don't get to stay backstage. That's where they're going to be. Now, if you want to arrange ahead of time that something's going to be different, then we just need to know ahead of time. But we need to know where every student is at all times, and that's why we don't switch it around, or like, oh, she wants to stay backstage with her friend who's dancing in Act 2. Is that okay? Sure, yeah, you can stay back here. No, it's not a playtime backstage. So with that, we also want to keep everyone either in the audience or backstage for the entirety of the act. So if don't come backstage, oh, my child just finished their dance and now I want to pick them up and we want to go. We can't be dismissing students in the middle of the show. It's just not safe, and so we don't do it. In the past, there have been rare circumstances where someone does need to leave early, and if that is going on, then please just pre-arrange that with us to say we have a graduation ceremony we have to get to, and we need to leave as soon as that dance is over, and we'll pre-arrange that. And of course, if there's an emergency, then you can come back and I am called and I can verify that it's an adult that should be picking up that child. But that's a lot of stress the day of the show, so please don't do that to me. Let's see. The show is about 2 hours. We do ask that you stay the whole time. The students that dance last deserve an audience as much as those who dance first, so we appreciate that you stay. Let's see, a couple things that aren't quite recital related, but they're dance related. This is our last week of regular classes, and then after the recital, we're done for the season. We do have summer classes. Some of you have already registered. Some of you are still thinking about it. If you register, you are a current student or a returning student, so you don't pay a registration fee when you register for summer classes. And then we will have pre-registration for fall classes. Our teachers are working on placement recommendations now, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we have our schedule and our recommendations. And there will be a pre-registration date. If you register by that certain date, then you are guaranteed a spot in classes for next year, and you don't pay that registration fee. So that is beneficial to jump on that and do the pre-registration. We've sent home links via email to pre-order a video of the recital and to pre-order t-shirts. So if you still haven't done that, would like to, check out those links, and they will be emailed out again in a couple days as well. If you have questions before recital, please feel free to reach out and ask us. We want to answer those questions for you. And if you have questions the day of the recital, it might be hard to get a hold of staff. We recommend asking those questions in our parent Facebook group, because other parents are often very willing to help. Let's see, we had someone donate some tickets. So if you know of someone, a family member or a friend that wanted to come to the recital and wasn't able to purchase a ticket, we have some scholarships for full or partial discount on the tickets, and so we'd love to hook up a couple more people with some tickets if they weren't able to come because of finances. Really popular to take advantage of this is your student's teacher at their school. A lot of them, we like to support teachers, and a lot of them don't make a lot of money when they're teach in our wonderful children, and so we like to give them a ticket or two if they want to come and support their students that way. Let's see, I think that's everything. So I probably missed some stuff, but if you have questions, please let us know. And just thank you so much for being aware of what's going on, knowing the process, knowing the schedule, so that we can make our rehearsals and recitals run really smoothly. Thanks, everyone. Bye.